Hello! Welcome to Game Over Gerkinman. I'm Gerkinman, and this is Jurassic Park for the Sega Master System. Look at those amazing graphics! Who is here to check out Jurassic Park with me?
Well, I guess I would go first. I'm Adam. I'm a game programmer, and I'm a fan of retro games. And I haven't really played this game, but why not? Why not? I should be here.
Well, you've played other Jurassic Park games, though, right? Because there was a whole bunch when the movie came out.
I played one for the Super Nintendo, actually.
Yeah, well, I think that was something that I was going to get into after we'd all introduced ourselves, actually. But we'll get to that. Who else is here?
I'm Cub Mortar. I never played this game either, but I'm here for some reason, so why am I here?
Did you play the NES one, or the Super NES one, or the PC one, or the Sega Genesis one?
I played that one where you have to shoot gates to open them. I don't know which one that one was.
That was the Super Nintendo one, I think.
Because I remember there was a lot of Jurassic Park games back in the day. So
oh, yeah.
There were
absolutely.
And I'm Mark, otherwise known as 13. I haven't played this specific version. I do remember playing the NES version of the game, the really annoying one. I played, I think, the Sega Genesis version, where you could play as either Dr. Grant or the Raptor. And I remember playing a Jurassic Park board game. I can break down the visuals of the movie to a T.
You do a Tumblr where you break down the movie's color things and shit and what it
colors,
all means.
lines, shapes, all that stuff, all that good noise. But let's go with this.
Let's get into this game. Okay, so this is the Sega Master System game. Now, Adam might remember a little developer from back in the 90s called Ocean. Do you remember
that? Yes, I do.
Okay, so Ocean was an American developer, or British developer, I believe, and they made all of the Jurassic Park games except for the ones on the Sega systems, which were all made by a Japanese company. Which is why all the ones that came out on the Super Nintendo and PC were top-down shooters that sucked heaps of dick and were not very much fun. And the ones from Japan were actually side-scrolling shooters, which seems to be a little bit more in line with what you would want a game about dinosaurs.
You would think so, yeah. I mean, it's really taking... Jurassic Park has a good world to mail the video game in, but if you're trying to follow the movie, it's a little weird because not much really happens in the movie.
Because they used to need to release the games when the movie came out as well, right? But they didn't want spoilers for the movie getting out, so they'd send companies, and this wasn't just in this case, this was in pretty much every case, I think, for a game tie-in movie. They'd be like, here's kind of like a really vague general outline, and we can't tell you the ending, but make a game based off this really, really loose basic outline. And that's kind of what's happened here, which is why we are Alan Grant, right down to his little hat, and we're running around shooting dinosaurs. But also, it wasn't, not that we were reading the opening cutscene, but Jurassic Park is in turmoil because of a computer glitch, and not because of Nedry having butterfingers.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Y2K.
Yeah.
He didn't have butterfingers, he had Reese's.
Reese's little peanut. We don't have Reese's here, but I guess most of the audience will get the reference.
Yes.
Anyway, you notice this is actually a lot better looking than the NES game.
Yes, it is.
I think we could all agree on that.
Yeah, it's got the higher poly count shading with the graphics and the two shades and the. Yeah.
It feels a little bit more like the Sega Genesis version, with the exception of the color. Otherwise, it looks pretty good.
Well, that was the thing, right, Adam, back up. The Sega Master System and the NES were both 8-bit systems.
Mm-hmm.
And Sega Master System kind of had terrible sound compared to the NES, but by God, the graphics were a shitload better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if this was running on a Super Nintendo, I don't think anyone would really be complaining about the visuals too much.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. But what we're doing is we're traveling around Jurassic Park and we're capturing the escaped dinosaurs. Because when the computers went down, the fences went down as well.
Isn't that
You're capturing them by
like
shooting
a herbivore? I'm pretty
Yes,
sure
it is. And there's also a
So
bunch
why
of
is
other
it
ones.
attacking you?
I don't know, but there's also a bunch of other ones in the background, and they don't seem to need to be captured. It's just this one that's apparently causing.
Oh no, this
problems.
Dr. Gas gonna steal all my plants. I better take care of him.
Yeah. Since this is
She's in heat. She's in heat.
Interesting note about the Sega. It actually uses Z80 as its processor, or one of the processors, and that's the same one used for Game Boy.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
That's really interesting. I did not know that. So I guess that means the Sega Game Gear must have used it as well.
Yeah.
The Game Gear, by the way, shuttled over the Game Boy in every respect that wasn't battery life.
Well, I knew a guy who
in,
had a Game Gear when I was a kid, and the screen was... I didn't like how the screen was. It was too bright, and you had to like really focus it to an exact point in order to see all the stuff properly.
It's kind of like a DS. So in any of the oh, sorry to interrupt.
I was going to say too, because there's also the Atari Lynx. That was the other. That was a handheld color system as well, with those weird little cards that you used to stick in the back.
So we're going to the pterosaurs place.
That was
in the movie. They never had any pterodactyls in the first movie.
No, they were in the book,
I believe
though.
they were in the book. Were they in any like other side things, like any other?
I
guess if it's in the book,
comics
that's
and things.
full
I remember getting
Okay.
I remember getting a Pteranodon action figure when the movie came out from somewhere. It had a Dilophosaurus and a pterodactyl.
Oh, of course, you gotta have a Dilophosaurus.
But I was going to say, because we're looking here at dinosaurs, I think a good question for everyone would be, what is your favorite dinosaur? That's a good question right there.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It is. The dinosaurs are rad.
Quite
That's
hard.
a good question.
I'm just like, let's get our inner childs on.
Probably, I'd go with the typical T-Rex because he was a badass.
That was pretty badass. It was the meanest scavenger to ever live.
It's probably a scavenger, yeah.
It was probably a scavenger. I'm still...
I like Ducky from Land Before Time. Yep, yep, yep.
Oh, that was the duck-billed hadrosaur, I believe, would be the not scientific name, but it's general name for people who aren't.
Ducky.
No,
Actually, in all seriousness, I probably like the Stegosaurus. That thing just it's so iconic. Just when you see it from the side, you're like, "Yep, Stegosaurus." It's gonna fight a T-Rex.
Yeah, they kind of lived in different periods, but yep, why not?
Why not? They're all dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's pretty historically accurate. And there was humans there too as well, right?
That's
Yes,
right.
Yeah.
What about you?
I saw
Dylan?
that at the Creation Museum.
If you had to pick one dinosaur,
Actually, I never went to it. I don't want to.
I'm not sure. I was going to make a joke about the only dinosaur that still existed and put an old person's name there, but I couldn't think of anything.
yeah, I'd have to say just the whole raptor family. They're all pretty rad. Well, the Byronyx is part of the raptor family, and he's a little bit more original. But he only eats fish, and there's nothing badass about fish.
Well, what about dinosaur fish?
Well,
Why is there a giant ball coming at you? Is that like a giant poo ball?
It's a boulder. This is like Conquer Live and Reloaded all over again.
What about piranhas?
I don't think piranhas are dinosaurs.
You're talking about fish.
Oh, well, I think he was talking about plesiosaurs, but piranhas are they're a very cool fish, I'll give you that. It's a good movie, too. If you haven't seen Piranha, you should probably check it out. Also,
Piranha in 3D?
Yeah, I didn't mind Piranha 3D. It was exactly what I was expecting it to be, which was fucking...
Yep. There's piranhas in this movie, huh?
Yep, exactly. I was satisfied. Okay, sidetracked though.
So who built this freaking underground cave system? Just it's horrible. It's on the bottom of a
It is
mountain.
impractical, but I will say, like, actually, this game, if anyone ever wants to go and play it for some strange reason, actually plays really well. The shooting feels good. The weapons are all really distinct, like the way they feel and handle. The level design lend themselves. Level design's actually not too bad. The only real fault I have with the game is its length. It's only like 5 stages, and you can finish it, and obviously you can finish it in half an hour.
Yeah, I
No
noticed.
spoilers, he beat the game.
Yeah. That said, like, the last level's, like, stupid hard, so I actually had to put invincibility on, because the difficulty spikes. Like, I can breeze through the first 4 levels, and then all of a sudden you get to the last one, and it's like, oh, game over. But,
That's why we call it game over. So what just happened?
Well, I
Where
just
were you?
fell
off
off.
Was
the
there an
trees.
earthquake, or...
The ground fell away, and now I'm in the trees.
I guess that
That would
kind
be
of
a
happened in the
condition.
movie. That did kind of happen in the movie with the going over the cliff that wasn't there in the previous scene.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That was a tribute.
Yes.
But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I used to hire this game all the time. And, absolutely loved it. I don't know, and even going back to it now, like, it's still fun, which I can't say for a lot of, I can't say that about a lot of...
Oh, the Jurassic Park games.
I was going to say licensed games in general. I mean, there's really only a few. And this is one that no one ever mentions, because no one ever played it, because I see it must just...
Yeah.
Like, unless you're in parts of Europe or Brazil or Australia, no one grew up with it. And but I think this is definitely one of the yeah, god damn it. And I still finished the game in half an hour. It's still definitely one of the better licensed games that I've certainly ever played.
Yeah.
And it's especially weird because it is a Jurassic Park game, but it's just made by a bunch of Japanese guys that obviously had no idea what the movie was about. It has dinosaurs in it.
Oh my god,
He's the
Dan.
protagonist. He looks like this. Dinosaurs. Put dinosaurs in the game.
Yes.
We're all done.
They escape because of things. There's a T-Rex that's gonna crash out of a fence. There you go.
Yeah.
They basically gave them concept art and an early draft. There you go. That's all you need to make a game.
That's all you need. That's seriously all you need. There we go. Yeah, I was gonna ask something else and I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, the movies. How does everyone feel about the trilogy as a whole? Obviously the first one's a masterpiece. But how do people feel about the sequels, like individually?
Second one was not bad. Third one was pretty terrible.
It's kind of funny, like, I think if I had a choice now, because I have the box set on Blu-ray, and if I had a choice between watching The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3, back in the day I would have said The Lost World, but going back to it now, because of its stupid eco message, I'd probably actually pick Jurassic Park 3 because it's shorter and it has a Spinosaur in it, which is rad.
Honestly, with Jurassic Park 3, it's just shitty, though. I mean, at least Jurassic Park 2 has good cinematography because it's Spielberg, but
Yeah.
3 was just like, hey, let's
really
do
no
to
substance
Jurassic
to it.
Park what Jaws 2 did to Jaws.
What was that, Adam?
Said there's really great when I remember seeing it. It was just there.
Yeah, that's very much... Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of which, Jurassic World, is anyone keeping tabs on that?
Nope.
That's the new one they're coming out. There was some leaked footage, and there was a surf. Well, it was like concept footage, and there was like a surfer, and he was just surfing on a wave. High five, cowabunga, bro! And then like a giant pterosaur like flies down and picks him up off his board and swallows him.
God, they're turning it into a fucking horror movie.
Yeah, that's what I was
the
going to
first
say.
Jurassic
Like
Park
the
was a horror movie,
the third
really.
film feels like a slasher movie, but with dinosaurs. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The first one is a survival movie with an emphasis on themes of control versus nature.
The second one's just a hoity-toity hippie movie with Vince Vaughn.
Sort
in
of,
it.
yeah.
Fucking-
Although the
second one
T-Rex does
feels like
come
the
to
story's
freaking...
more important than anything. Than oh no, dinosaurs! Watch out!
Yeah.
I just hate the second one. I just can't go back to it because I hate Vince Vaughn so much. I can't stand that guy.
Yeah. It's just, hey, this guy showed up in the second movie.
A Pachycephalosaurus.
Yes, he has syphilis?
Pachycephalosaurus.
Cephalosaurus, you heard it here first.
I know my dinosauroids. I'm glad to see that the NES wasn't the only system that had issues with sprite flicker back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this is pretty graphics intensive game too, honestly.
It is pretty intensive.
Yeah.
I still like go back to this and I'm like, this is
Oh, wow.
easy. This is quite easy on the eyes, and I like the
You've
colours and
you've played this on stream many a time.
I do. It's one of those games that whenever I'm just streaming and got nothing to do, I'll whip this out for some reason. Because of all the games in the world to play, this is for some reason, this is the one that I've chosen every time. There you go. There's your reference to the movie, Mark. The Storm.
That's a reference to the movie, the hurricane, the typhoon.
And it's on the Triceratops level, so...
Remember that movie, Tornado, where there was dinosaurs? Yep.
Twister really needed dinosaurs.
There's Twister Park. Twister Park. Twister was a monster movie with weather. It's amazing.
Helen Hunt is the most terrifying dinosaur of all.
Twisters shall find a way. This
is pretty cool. You got some dynamic environmental effects coming up here in a second. Look at that. You hit the trees and leaves fall down.
Oh, that's nice. It's detail, man.
And then, oh no.
Cool.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. I don't remember seeing that in a lot of old games, those sort of things happening.
Oh, it's a lovely little, throw it at you. It doesn't suck. It's like, oh man. Oh, look, you get a statue of yourself.
That's a life. Adam Grant needs more lives.
They're already merchandising me. God damn it.
Don't you mean extinct?
Oh! LOL. I think those leaves coming out still look really good. There was
it's...
So let's go through like what other so you played the Genesis one, Carbon Water played the Super NES one. Adam, you played the Super NES one.
Mm-hmm.
No one played any of this. Like there was Jurassic Park 2, The Chaos Continues for the Game Boy. No one played that.
Yeah, played that one.
I've played it on ROM. It's not a particularly good.
Shoot the dinosaur, Dan.
Yeah, I know. It's not a particularly good side-scrolling shooter, but it has an amazing soundtrack. It doesn't sound remotely Jurassic Park-ish, but it does sound really awesome. It's got like 8-bit dance tracks. It's fantastic.
But you can't exactly get a orchestral type soundtrack on a Game Boy, so.
No, but you can still make an atmospheric soundtrack. I'd say Metroid 2 has on the Game Boy has an atmospheric soundtrack, whereas this game's full. Like Jurassic Park 2: The Chaos Continues is literally it sounds like dance music.
Yeah, that's kind of fair.
I like the we just passed it, but the lightning strikes in the water is actually another thing. They're like this. You can just see them. They're like. This is the level where there's the hurricane hits, so let's have the platforming be about the hurricane.
Yeah.
Wasn't the last time you were playing this online was when you realized you could attach to the top of the screen?
Top,
you realized like 20 years later?
Yeah. I was like, that would have made life so much easier when I was young.
So why are all these dinosaurs so small? Are they like baby versions?
I honestly couldn't tell you. Maybe it's got... Well, the Brachiosaur was big.
Yeah.
Maybe it's got something to do with the size of the...
I'm actually very impressed with sprites.
Yeah, they're good sprites.
They're really...
Actually, I was going to say, this is something that everyone should remember from back in the day. Back when something used to be really big, instead of having arms and stuff, they just have a bunch of balls with like another sprite on the... Does everyone remember that? That's like how they used to get around having big sprites. They just have like sprite hands and heads, but then all the body parts that'd make them move would be like just a bunch of balls.
Yeah.
And I guess they couldn't animate like stupidly huge sprites. And I guess in this game they didn't want to have to do the ball technique because that would look dumb and kind of make it not as realistic looking.
You gotta play to the limitations.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna kill the Triceratops.
You gotta kill that Triceratops with the tranquilizer. That was a nice thing. You're not killing any of them. You're just tranquilizing them.
With the same weapons that they have from freaking Contra.
Yeah. There's no spiritual.
It was like a beam wave from Metroid.
I can't wait to play through Super Metroid again for the show. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, come on, Dan, you can do it.
I got this. I played through this at work. It was when I was still using a keyboard and mouse to play instead of using
That sucks.
Good job. You almost screwed it up, Dan.
Almost.
Oh!
Triceratops is always my favorite.
Oh, no you didn't. No you didn't.
Now I see her as an adult. She's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Use your grenade.
Did you know that they chose the Triceratops for that scene because it's it has to do with threes because it's got 3 horns and triangles were good in Jurassic Park? Did you know that?
I thought they chose it because that's what happened in the book.
Yeah, but triangles are good, so it made sense for the movie.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Go back and look for all the.
I'm just trying to think too, because I'm just going
Good
back to
things.
the other Jurassic Park games. There was the Lost World on the Game Boy, which is something that I got. I chose it over Donkey Kong Land 3 actually for a gift.
Really?
Yes, which was a terrible mistake.
A volcano on this island? Holy crap!
Yep, there's a volcano on the island. Yeah, that was a terrible mistake, Adam.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
What else was there?
I remember
only
the Jurassic Park arcade game. They had a couple arcade games. There's one that was in the big
the light gun ones.
the light gun ones that was in like a big old like car.
Yeah, I remember that. It was like a safari.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. Stage clear.
Go to the action
Clear!
stage.
Go to the action
That's
stage.
very, very, very specific.
Oh, is this the Velociraptor place?
This is the
Must be.
Velociraptor place.
Does look like it. Gotta give him props for matching the
this place
visuals of
is
the movie
really
pretty well.
sick.
Yeah.
Why did you put the dinosaurs on the lava volcano? That's
I do
a horrible
like that,
mix.
I do
like
like
it.
the fact that you just jump on there and you're climbing along there, though. Like, that sort of stuff, I never used to... I guess still surprises me in games now when it's like, oh, cool, I can pull myself along the top there. That's the thing. Like, games is just walk forwards, shoot everything in the room.
Yeah.
Walk forwards, shoot everything else in the room. Two different
set
kinds of
pieces right now.
pterosaurs. Yeah, it's all about set pieces and not about gameplay. But that's not what this is all about.
Oh.
But yeah, over the years there was that Jurassic Park game where you got to run your own Jurassic Park.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know anyone who played that.
I heard of that,
Yeah.
but I never got it.
Yeah,
That sounds not good.
there was a Jurassic Park fighting game for the PS1, which I guess was trying to cash in on the success of Primal Rage.
Yeah.
Problem Rage was-
Primal Rage was great. We're going to play through the 32X version of that game, because that's as close as you could get to
Oh
the arcade.
God.
That was the best version of it.
Damn it, Dan!
I know.
play the game better.
Yeah.
I know. I suck
Oh
at
God.
games. Yeah, the
No fall damage.
No fall damage.
So these are tranquilizing grenades, right?
Tranquilizing. I think those are flares. You're basically throwing flares at them.
Pretty sure that's not how flares work.
Well, I'll give them points for creativity.
So what are the little Jurassic Park things that you
Okay, so to get
You're collecting.
to get to the final level, which is the visitor center, you need to collect all of the Jurassic Park symbols. Oh, those little ones, I don't know what
Okay.
they do. They just go towards a high score,
Yeah.
but they're the big ones which have the T-Rex on them. Those get you into the visitor center.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that. That one was higher. Kind of looks like you're punching him.
It does a little bit. I like that though, you know, like I like the fact that it has these 3 different items that, you know, work very differently.
Yeah, no, it's a good mechanic.
The problem
the game
with-
is built. The game is
Yeah.
built around a mechanic and not an IP.
Yeah, you could have made this about this game could have been anything and it still would have been
Yeah.
cool. Having dinosaurs in it's just like an extra little. Hey, that's cool, dinosaurs. The only problem is, of course, is every time you needed to change your weapons because it was a Sega Master System, you had to get up off your couch, walk up to your console,
Oh, jeez.
press the pause button, select the new item, walk back down. Yeah, do you know, was that a patent? Do you know anything about that, Adam? Like, if it was a patent thing because of the NES, or, like, why wasn't there a pause button on the controller? Or did Sega just not realize that that might be a good idea?
I have no idea.
It was the first generation since, like, you know, the Atari, when the entire controller, most of the consoles had, like, you know, keyboards on them. So,
Yeah,
yeah, it was still, like, evolving. Raptor in the Super Mario or the Mario Brothers stage.
Yeah, it's a bit like fucking Velociraptor, what a bitch.
You know, I just had a thought, is that they made this based on Jurassic Park, and even if they couldn't do the whole movie thing, the book was still out.
Yeah,
And the movie is fairly faithful to the book.
up until the little second half.
Yeah, more or less, but like,
All goes to shit.
yeah.
I think you'll find the ending of this game to be a little bit different to them both. And by a little bit different, I
So you
mean...
go to Fate.
The ending's fucking hilarious, in retrospect.
Do the dinosaurs, like, do they make friends with Dr. Grant? And he's like,
I don't want to say
we are one
anything,
and the
but
same.
We're
so
sorry, we
different,
just wanted
you
to
and I.
kill you.
I don't want to give anything away, but... That's a great looking
Look at
raptor
that
in the
90s
back.
mustache.
Oh yeah, that guy's got a great mustache.
Look at that raptor there.
Yeah, it's a good looking raptor. Look at Alan
I
Grant's
didn't know that
ass.
Dr.
He's got a
Grant was
nice ass.
blonde.
Yeah, apparently.
Tyrannosaurus.
This is it.
Tyrannosaurus.
Tyrannosaur.
Roar.
Rawr. Oh yeah, we're doing the was it Wilma, that dinosaur guy? I'm a dinosaur thing on all these flash cartoons. Yeah.
Yeah. So, more Jurassic Park film trivia.
Yeah,
or
hit us
visuals. Okay, so in Jurassic Park, one of the motifs they used were lines, and pretty much vertical lines versus horizontal lines. Vertical lines in Jurassic Park usually happen around good things, such as seeing the first Brachiosaurus and it's eating out. Whereas horizontal lines are bad, like when the velociraptors are trying to eat the kids in the kitchen with the horizontal counters. It's all done on purpose, people. Go back and watch it. You can't unsee it.
I don't know how to break this to you, Mark, but I've never seen a vertical counter before.
No, but that's why they chose to shoot on
this is
counters.
a good scene, we gotta flip the cams up.
There's no way you could shoot that scene in any way that wouldn't revolve around having horizontal something for him to hide behind, though.
Well,
Yeah.
you remember. Well, horizontal's bad, but at the good points, since vertical lines are good. Remember when he stops in front of the spoons that are hanging?
Yeah.
Those are all vertical lines. The spoons are vertical lines because he's momentarily safe. Oh! Did I just blow your mind, Dan?
Oh, I'm blown
Sounds
away by
like
the...
a crazy fan theory.
This is where I think the game might not have started out as a Jurassic Park game, because there are mounted lasers on the fucking ceilings and shit.
Did you see that
In
part
the
of the Jurassic
visitor
Park
center.
with those lasers?
Yeah. That's what they needed in the kitchen to stop those nasty raptors eating the kids.
That's when they go on the computer and they're like, I know the system, lasers.
That's apparently a real computer system.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
From what I've been
terrible.
told, yes, it's apparently a real Unix system or something. Oh, that's cool.
It's kind of like the most inefficient way of ever using a system, but it exists.
Let's make an interface and make it super slow.
Yeah. It has to make that wom 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 sound as you move around it. I don't know what sort of dinosaur that is.
I'm still very. Oh, look, you can
Yeah, you can even grab onto the bottom of elevators.
grab onto the probably anything that had a bottom to it. You can grab on.
Pretty well. This is a bit of a maze, this level. This is where it gets a little bit...
Go in one of these doors.
Maybe
No,
it's
that's
the
toilet.
dark one. Oh, that's where I came in.
I'm still very impressed by this. This looks generally fun.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I honestly give it 4 stars.
Out of what?
Out of 5.
Okay, that's not bad.
For a licensed game, you know, if it didn't have Jurassic Park's face on it and it wasn't shooting dinosaurs, it'd probably be like a 3.
Yeah.
But it's more than competent. It's a genuinely fun little romp.
Yeah, it seems it feels like one of those games you actually have to play to see if you like it or not. You can't just watch a video of it.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's something like it controls a lot better than you expect from this sort of game from the period.
I mean, from what I'm gathering here, this is just my opinion. The controls feel stiff, but I can't really make a good judgment on that unless I'm actually controlling the player, which I'm not.
Yeah.
I think he's more fluid than you'd expect, and especially like considering how stiff the D-pad was on the Master System as well.
Yeah. How did Nedry get past all those lasers? I mean, he's just a fat fuck.
He controls the lasers.
Yeah, they were deactivated for a minute. Remember?
Oh, okay.
He shut down the system.
For 20 minutes.
No, and he was like, not the magic word, and the lasers were like, okay.
That's actually a website now you can go to and you can try to crack his code. That went up
really?
the other day. Yeah.
I just like the YMCD remix page.
I was going to say something. I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, but is like a big difference between this and like it wasn't just Jurassic Park that was a top-down shooter. Back at this time, this was like Die Hard, True Lies. All of those games were top-down shooters, and I like the fact that this is a side scroller. Like there's like every licensed game that came out of America in this period was like a top-down shooter for some reason.
Yeah, that's weird why they did that with the success of Mario and stuff. You reckon they'd just go with the platformers, but for some reason, top-down shooter.
But I guess because this was made in Japan, where no one really played, like aside from like top-down shmups, that's why it's a side-scrolling.
And it stands out, which is nice.
The T-Rex battle is pretty interesting, I think.
There's a T-Rex battle? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what the final boss is, the T-Rex.
Oh no, well I better start watching him right now.
Spoilers!
You have the blue key.
Well, that's health, that stuff.
Okay.
Health is blue bags, got it.
The T-Rex looks a bit goofy. But you don't beat him by shooting him, because he's too powerful for the tranquilizers, so you have to shoot the crates and they fall down on him. And beating this guy without
He just ate you, look at that!
Yeah, beating this guy without invincibility turned on is fucking near
There's gotta be a way to get around him, that's the thing.
No, there's not. Basically, you need to go through the level and find all the hidden health packs, not use any of them while you're actually playing through the main story, and you have to keep healing yourself in order to beat him. Like
To be fair, you are fighting a gigantic dinosaur, so why should this be easy?
No, I totally agree.
Pretty much impossible odds.
And down he goes. Too many crates. Here you
Grant's heroic.
You read
look at that. Grant's heroic efforts led to the restabilization of the computer control security system.
Yeah, they skinned the dinosaur and put the bones up already.
Yep.
After several months, the opening of Jurassic Park was in headlines all around the world.
That's how it happened, right?
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's how the movie ended.
The headlines read, "See real dinosaurs, get eaten." I mean, this excited not only children, but adults as well.
Oh jeez, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Why wouldn't it excite adults?
Yeah, why wouldn't it? There you go.
Jurassic Park with quotation fingers. A picture of... Oh, I missed it. Everyone dreams of visiting Jurassic Park with Sanctuary for Dinosaurs. Maybe this is more culturally Japanese or something?
I don't know. Maybe. But that was Jurassic Park for the Sega Master System, everybody. It's a short one, but it's good fun and it's worth checking out if you want to play a licensed game that isn't horrible. Yes. So thank you, Mark. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Adam, for going on this little adventure through Jurassic Park with us. And join us next week as we start a new game. And let me check that calendar to see what game is coming up after Jurassic Park.
Uh-oh.
It is Comic Con Live and Reloaded. Will finally be going up live. So
live.
Everyone get excited for that, and we'll see you next week.
Woo!